Hey guys, it's Raul again, and today I'll be doing the end of the year book tag. So I figured this was the perfect time of year, obviously, to do this tag video. This is the perfect kind of tag to kind of reflect on what I've been reading, what my plans are for the rest of the year, not that there's much time left in the rest of the year. I will go ahead and link the original video down below for you guys. It just has 6 questions, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. The first question is, are there any books you started this year that you still need to finish? Definitely. I am currently in the middle of volume 5 of Death Note. I'm halfway through that one. I put it down because I started reading something else, but that's definitely a book that I am going to finish before the end of the year. And yeah, hopefully by the very beginning of 2021 I can start volume 6 and finally finish that complete series. This is the first kind of manga series that I've read through and I'm really enjoying, so volume 5 of Death Note is on that list. Question number 2 is, do you have any autumnal books to transition into the end of the year? And I don't really have anything that I read every year to transition. I do enjoy reading maybe like one last contemporary before winter really starts, because I'm usually in the mood for like fantasy or mysteries or something during the colder months. So I usually read one last good contemporary before the end of the year. This year I read Frankly in Love by David Yoon, which I just recently completed, and that's, I would consider, my transitional book into winter, because now I'm focusing more on fantasy. I have a lot of fantasy that I have in mind that I really want to pick up and read. So yes, I would probably say a good contemporary book, not the same one every year, but just contemporary in general. I like to read one before winter begins. Question number 3 is there a new release you're still waiting for? And not really. I think I've picked up all of the books that I am planning to pick up this year. I don't really have anything in mind. Unless there's some really good sale somewhere, I get a good coupon from Barnes & Noble and end up picking something up before the end of the year, but I don't have any plans. Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab is definitely one that's on my radar. I wasn't planning on picking it up anytime soon, but if for some reason something happens and I get a good deal on it, I will most likely end up picking that one up before the end of the year, but we'll see. I don't have anything in mind and no plans on picking up any new releases before the year ends. Question number 4 is 3 books you want to read before the end of the year. I am currently reading the Shattered Realm series by Cindy Williams Chima. I'm on the first book, or halfway through the first book, Flamecaster, so I definitely want to read Shadowcaster and Stormcaster, I believe, books 2 and 3 before the end of the year. So those are 2 books that I'm really excited about. Hopefully I can get to those before the end of the year. And then I just recently started the audiobooks for A Series of Unfortunate Events. I started that series years and years ago and got to about book 6 or 7 and just never continued on. So I've been wanting to restart the series and read through the entire thing. So I just got a couple of the audiobooks from my library, and I have the first 3 on audio. So I'm hoping to get to at least 2, hopefully all 3 of those before the end of the year. So those are definitely books that I am planning on finishing before the end of the year. Is just the next 2 books in the Shattered Realm series, and then the first 3 books hopefully in the Series of Unfortunate Events. Question number 5 is there a book you still think could shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I don't know. Maybe something in the Shattered Realm series that I'm reading currently. That series is amazing. If you guys have not read the Seven Realms series by Cindy Williams Chima, I highly, highly recommend it. But yeah, maybe something in Shattered Realms. I don't know. I don't think I gave 5 stars to any of the books in the Seven Realms, so I'm not really sure about the Shattered Realm series. I know I'm going to love it. I don't know if any of them are going to be 5 stars, but who knows? Maybe book 1 or 2 will surprise me and end up being on my list of one of my favorites. But I think out of all of the ones that I'm planning on reading before the end of the year, maybe something in Shattered Realms will be on my list of favorites. Who knows? And the last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2021? And yes, definitely. I am hoping to make a dedicated video to that later on and post it toward the end of the year. But yeah, I've already been planning what my reading is going to look like in 2021. I know it's definitely going to be a lot less than it was this past year. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, my wife and I are currently in the middle of this whole adoption process. So who knows what's going to end up happening next year, if we do end up getting matched anytime soon. And then once that happens, all of the craziness that's going to ensue after getting matched and, you know, meeting a child and having them transition into our home and getting used to being parents and everything. So once that happens, that's going to definitely affect a lot of my reading. So, you know, I'm planning on continuing to read at a good pace toward the beginning of the year until all of this stuff starts to happen, and then we have to kind of end up completely uprooting our lives and changing everything around and transitioning a child into our home, and then that, like I said, is going to definitely affect my reading. So yeah, I know that's going to happen. I'm planning for that to happen, and I know that my reading is going to definitely slow down after that happens, so I'm definitely anticipating that for 2021. So yeah guys, that is it for the end of the year book tag. Let me know down below any of the answers to these questions if you guys have done it. I would love to see that video as well. And before you go, don't forget to give this a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I post videos every Tuesday and Friday. Thank you guys all again for watching, and I will see you all next time.